Danny, can you tell us what went into your decision to have Virgil help you in this camp and add something to your team?
Well, Virgil and my trainer Andre was there. Have been friends for more than 20 years. We were wanting to get out of New York City for this camp. We don't want to be here. It's cold weather, a lot of distractions. Don't want to be forced into a lot of media work as well. So we figured we'd go somewhere where it was warm. Florida was an option. California was an option. I just thought it would be a best suit for me to go out in California. And Virgil opened up his gym to us and allowed us to train at his facility. And I'm a big fan of Andre Ward, so just, rubbing shoulders with him and being in the gym with other world champions, Amir Khan, Andre Berto, so on and so forth. I just thought it would be a good fit.
Did you say avoiding media work?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I'm not going to be the one that wastes as much energy doing this type of stuff, even though I love you guys and I respect what you do. I appreciate what you do for the sport. But at the same time, I just, I want to focus solely on the task at hand. This is a big task, and I don't want any distractions.
There's not as much boxing media out there, and they're not as pesky, or they just don't have your number, or?
I don't know what the format is like out there, but even still, I'll be isolated.
Yeah.
I have my team come with me. They're going to make sure that I have 100% focus.
Will Virgil be in your corner that night with Andre? Or
nah, we didn't discuss anything like that. Okay. I just know that he'll, if anything, give us maybe some pointers or, just he's a master in the game, Virgil. So anything coming from Virgil will be awesome. And him and my trainer, like I said before, I have a great relationship. So I just thought it'd be perfect.
When's that start?
Tomorrow. Well, I'm go to LA and then
flying tonight.
Yeah, Thursday we're gonna go to San Francisco. So, yeah.
How much might it help, do you think? Because you said being around Andre is helpful, and I know he's a very smart guy and succeeded at the highest level. How much are you gonna maybe pick his brain a little bit about maybe fighting Golovkin or whatever?
I think the most important part is for me to focus on a game plan, creating a really masterful game plan with my team. And like I said before, other influences is just going to be an add-on. It's going to be icing on a cake. But as long as I can have a great camp, have 100% focus, and make sure that I am in the best shape that I've ever been in my life, I think I have a really high chance of being successful.
What does this fight mean to your career? And what would it mean to you to beat this guy?
I think this fight is all about legacy. I think this fight is, it would represent the pinnacle of my career. Being able to dominate, or being able to capture the numerous of belts. And it's always something I envisioned as a kid. And I'm happy that it's with a guy who people consider one of the most feared guys. I never had anything easy. I don't want anything easy. When people pray that they can have the easy route, I just want to say, I just pray that I can overcome the hard obstacles. So being an 8-1 underdog, I wouldn't have it any other way. I know that this guy has some type of reputation, and I'm just looking forward to conquering the odds. I've never been one to have my back against the wall and not really show what I'm all about. So I'm looking forward to doing that.
And would it mean even
so much
more
of the talk surrounding.
What you've been through?
I'm sorry?
Would it mean even more considering what you've been through health-wise?
Absolutely. I just think my life, the Creator has positioned my life to just be an inspiration to so many people throughout the world. Like, so many people are affected by cancer, whether you have it or whether family members. So the fact that I can overcome all that I've done and just who I am as a person, such a positive energy to the world. I have a son, an 8-year-old son that I have and I want to be a role model for. So I try to live my life in sync with that, and I just want to make sure that the world sees me for who I am, and they've been very receptive to it. But winning this fight will take everything to the next level.
a lot of the talk with Golovkin centers around whether he's going to fight Canelo, whether he's going to move up in weight. Do you ever feel like maybe you're being overlooked right now?
Oh, I totally am being overlooked, but does it matter to me? Doesn't matter to me. I mean, they still can make the fight happen. You know, he's probably going to have that loss. I'll be front row watching it. But, I mean, I can't do nothing about that. Whatever their plans are going to be their plans. But their mentality needs to be 100% on this fight because I'm going to be focused.
When you think about beating Peter in Brooklyn, how you felt that night afterwards, what does it mean to you to have this huge fight in New York City?
I think that put me in a really great position to have this fight. Peter Quillen, in some people's opinion, was the best opponent, sole opponent that I had over Triple G. And I won it in fashion, like an incredible fashion. So I think that allowed me to set myself up in a position like this. I felt like this is a really deserving opportunity. I want to be able to prove that I'm the best, and the fact that HBO is on board, the fact that it's a pay-per-view, it just goes to show you how important this fight is, and I think this is the most competitive fight that you can make at the middleweight division.
So what about the crowd? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be 50-50 in terms of the crowd?
It might be 50-50. A lot of people, I mean, I'm a fan of the sport. You know, I like to watch Triple G just like the next person. It's not like just because I'm fighting him, I don't like to see the man fight. He's an entertaining fighter. So I'm assuming that there's going to be a lot of people there to support him, but also have a lot of people here that's going to support me. How many people show up or how many people are going to be rooting? You never know. Like, you can show up and be rooting for Triple G, right? And then I start to come back or I start to do good and then you'll be rooting for me or vice versa. That's just a sport. That's the nature of New Yorkers. You know, it goes all the way back to the Apollo. You know, people are really going to let you know how they feel. So I'm cool. I just want to go in there. They can boo me, they can cheer me, but my focus is to win.
And do you feel that Peter Quillen is a better fighter than anyone that Triple G has beat?
I think that Peter Quillen can beat anybody that Triple G has faced. It's kind of hard to really judge all those things, though. You know, I try my best not to get into the hype of all of it. Like, I just really want to remain focused. I really just want to focus on the task at hand and just do my job. My job is not to be the press. My job is not to get into all these things. My job is to be a fighter, train, and win fights. Simple.
How much time have you spent thinking about strategy, and how much will that change between now and the fight?
Well, I think that started once Gennady became on my radar, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I used to, you know, as a fighter, if there's prospects or if there's champions that you can consider yourself fighting, you know, long term, then you start to kind of position yourself or kind of study them. So I've been studying him for years, and I really think I'm at this level now where I'm ready for the task. I know what I have to do. I know the flaws. I know my strengths, and it's all about making it all in sync and making it all work.
What are the flaws? Can you say
I mean, I think everybody sees the flaws. I mean, he's not hard to hit. He has, well, his strengths, right? His strengths are, he cuts the ring off very well. Obviously, his power, and he has a really pretty decent jab as well. So, minimizing his strengths with my great assets is the plan. But this is boxing; anything can happen. So that's the flip side of it.
Do you think that maybe that's, you said he's not the hardest to hit. Do you think that's maybe his strategy on his part to get his opponents to maybe overextend themselves?
I don't know any fighter who wants to get hit. Like, genuinely just allow guys to hit them. I don't know any fighter who would just say, I let guys hit me. I mean, I'll be up for it if he lets just allow me to hit him. I mean, sure,
maybe,
that's fine.
Maybe trying to goad you into overextending yourself, though.
I don't know, bro. To be honest with you, I just think that that's just a flaw, in my opinion. I think it's truly a flaw because you go into the boxing ring to hit and not get hit. That's the name of the game. But you never know. It might be, it might not. But I just know that I have a job to do March 18th.
Is there one Golovkin tape that you might study more than any other? Is there something you look at when you look at the Brook fight or the Stevens fight? Is there one fight that you keyed on and say, this opponent had a good game plan, they just couldn't execute, they couldn't? Is there one you're going to study like that?
I think a lot of guys had really good game plans, but once they got hit, it kind of changed everything. or they couldn't really, Kasim Uma did a really good job. I think he doesn't get the credit, but I think he might have done the best out of a lot of fighters, Kasim Uma. So I studied that fight a lot, and just a lot of different guys. I mean, there's so much tape on him, and he's a great champion. There's just so much to kind of study on.
Have you thought about which fighters you're going to bring to camp with you for preparation?
Yeah, so we got what we call our Russian brothers, right? We got, I don't know, you gotta give me hard to pronounce their real names. Eugene, Sergey, and we got the little Mike Tyson, we call him Rocky, right? I forget his name. Can you tell me? Yeah, so I can't pronounce it. They know that, they understand that, they still love me.
The Russians.
Right, the Russians, and we love them.
Ukrainians.
Yeah, they're gonna be with us in camp, and they're gonna be supporting me. But we've had a great relationship over the years. Anyway, we all stay with me, so I have a really good team, and it's just perfect for me because each one of those guys kind of mimics him in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's pushing me back with the power, whether it's the boxing skill, or whether it's the pressure. So I just think all three of those guys have the makeup of Golovkin, and I think I couldn't have a more perfect sparring partners.
Do anything different in training when you talk about wanting to be in the best shape of your life? Anything different than doing training in this camp?
Anything different? Yeah, I'm sure we got a couple things that we're going to do different, but everything is more enhanced. What I've been doing, we don't really want to change the format too much, because when you do that for a new camp, especially at the highest level, you're not sure if it's going to work 100%. So we don't want to take too many chances with doing things different, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure we're going to incorporate minor things that is just going to make up a 100% camp.
Danny, any New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't. I try my best to change every day I can. Every day I have flaws, and every day that I can try to be better as a person. I can try to be better as a athlete. I could be better as a father or a friend or whatever. I'm working on those things. So, Andre Rozier, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
Morning, Coach.
But no New Year's resolution. I just have an ultimate resolution, and that's to be the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, a Hall of Famer, and the best person that I can possibly be.
Danny, how important is it for you? A lot of people, when they look at your record, they say, yeah, he's probably the best fighter that Triple G has fought, but the Furon fight.
Right.
How important is it for you, and I know we've talked many times about what happened to you leading up to that fight, but how important is it for you to not avenge it, but just kind of eliminate that from people's minds?
I mean, it's really not that important because I feel like I'm doing it with each fight, For an athlete, for a fighter especially, when you take a loss, you try your best to learn from those mistakes. So I've learned from a lot of those different mistakes that I've made, and obviously, like we said before, me not being in the right state of mind at that particular point in my career was probably the worst move that I can make to take that fight. But still, in saying that, I still made some mistakes inside the fight, and those things we've changed. I am a totally mature and complete, I won't say complete different, but I am a far better fighter than I was back then. I was 22, 23.
Very young man.
Very young man. So I'll be 30 February 3rd. I've gotten stronger, I've gotten smarter, I've studied the game a lot more. Is there still more to be learned? Of course, this is boxing. You can never stop learning. But at the same time, I just feel like I'm in the best possible place in my life, my career, and as far as my skill set, I think everything is there.
What mistakes do you feel you made maybe during that fight, tactically?
Just allowing myself to be backed up. Allowing my opponent to back me up, not standing my ground. Right after that fight, maybe a year and a half, 2 years after that fight, we started working on those things. Standing my ground, sitting on my punches. Even though we had a lot of knockouts early on, we sit on our punches a lot more now, and we get that respect. So I think that's going to also be crucial in this fight as well. Not being able to be backed up, not having my opponent manhandle and physically touch me and back me up and bully me, as Andre would say. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited to be at this point in my career. I'm excited about this fight. I asked for this fight. After the Sergio Mora fight, I called him out live on TV. I said I want to prove to the world that I'm the best. So this is something that I want.
Danny, you both are accomplished knockout fighters. Is this fight going to